So far, I don't know what happened. The rest is not in yet. So we're going to go through this homework. So today is the first lessons of the month. We're still talking about chapter 10 as usual. And of course, going through the answer for the homework that you have done at dinner, and the rest still maybe not sure are they coming in yet. Maybe still everyone stay late for the voting, maybe. Let's see how. Yeah, voting for PAP or opposition party, whatever lah. Well, maybe. Or it's a long tomorrow no school, right? No got school
No
Tomorrow
school.
no school so we're gonna talk about chapter 10. Okay, so we will go straight to these questions here about reliability skills. What can you learn from this source, as well as the believe or not believe, trust or not trust about this mother nature, and then the sources itself. Okay, let's go for the presentations of this right here. Okay, guys, Ijia, please stand on the camera. Thank you. Okay, so from this pictures, cartoon we show this is source A, that we can talk about the four corners, as well the bulldozer, and then this poor rabbit's running for his life, and all this animal is like, come, quick, come over here. Here, safer. We are behind Mother Nature's. So Mother Earth or Mother Nature. So yeah, Mother Nature's. So let's look at the next slide. Okay, so these are the sources like we're going to go through. So first question is, what can you learn from this source about globalizations? All right, so Ijia, that question that you sent to me is your school one or mine? Ijia.
My school one.
I'm sorry?
My school one.
Oh, your school one, but I don't have the extract one picture.
Because I cannot. I don't have like.
Sorry, can you speak louder?
Because it's like my WA one. I don't have the picture.
Also, I can't tell, no, without the picture, agree now. I can't tell whether what is the picture about. Correct?
I think it's the 2021 picture.
Huh?
I think it's the 2021 picture.
You mean the GCO level 2021?
I think so.
Okay, I may not have the questions there, sorry. So never mind, let's see how we can do about it now. Later you have to tell me how the pictures look like. Okay, what can you learn from this source about globalization, about the mother nature's being stopped, right? So here's the answer. So sample one is write down the way he writes. I can learn from source A that globalization is increased accessibility to communication due depletes the forest with a telephone. Or you can say, I can learn from source A that globalization is destroying and ravaging the environment, depletes the bulldozer. Remember the few things I can learn from this. Okay, wait. Wait, now who's not coming in? Okay, Nico is coming in. Thank you. Thing is coming, I think. So the third one is I can learn from source that globalization is a negative impact of globalization's distressing call for Mother Nature. So sample 1, 2, and 3. Hi, Nico. Which one do you think is this one, Nico? We are talking about this one here. Okay. Are we talking about this one here? Okay, so there are 3 sample answer. Okay, one more time. We're talking about this Mother Nature's, and we have 3 sample answer. Which one do you think is best? Please vote. Which one do you think? Sample 1, 2, or 3. If you don't feel like talking, you can send your message to Uncle Raymond. Source sample 1, 2, and 3. Next Saturday, I have a free lesson as usual at the Glassroot Club at 6:45. Please let me know if you're coming. Okay, so yeah. Which one do you think? 1, 2, or 3? Which one do you think is best to start off? Yeah, I give my answer to our dear friend. I don't tell you who I give. Yes. Anthony, which choice will you choose? 2. How about you, Nico? Nitya? 1, 2, or 3? If you want to start off with a 5 marks answer, which one will you choose? Which one do you think is a good start? Sample 1, sample 2, or sample 3? 2. Wow. Nico, how about you?
2.
Okay, agree on Nico. I chose number 2 before they chose. You say wow, Antenna and Nitya. Uncle Raymond also choose number 2. You know why? Because I sent my answer to Nico. So cross-reference with Nico. I really sent I sent the answer to her to choose sample 2. Yeah, I think sample 2 is much better. I can learn from source A that globalization is destroying, the keyword is destroying and ravaging the environments, depletes the bulldozer. So this is more powerful and more impactful and more straight to the point. Compare the other 2. The 2 is like, okay, but maybe this can be your first evidence inference. Okay, and this one can be the second inference. Can you sample 1 or 2? So I leave it to you. Can use this as a first inference. Then sample 1 or 3 can be the next inference. Okay. So okay, what is the problem? Say it is a cartoonist. Okay, Joraya, if you just came in, just to share with you, we are talking about this source, about Mother Nature's being stalked, being attacked. So it's about globalizations affecting the environments and how these industrializations, new technology has destroyed Mother Nature and how it impacts the globalization. Okay. So most of us choose sample number 2 to start off with the first inference of 5 marks questions. Now we're going to have to look through the providence say that it says it is a cartoonist interpretation. Providence say is a cartoonist interpretation of the impact of globalization. So what is the impact? Okay, so is it a positive or negative impact? Obviously, it's a negative impact. Right? What is the questions asking for? So what is the questions asking for? Okay, it's asking for the skill to test. Is it inference or purpose? Okay, so it's inference. Okay. What are the details in the source? Seeing is still not in, huh? Give me a minute. The mom, the teacher is asking me. I mean the colleague. Okay, so what are the details in the source? So you must look at the pictures and the captions. Okay, for example, like this one. Help! This is Mother Nature. I think I'm stuck. Okay, so this is the one. Wait, wait, see, I thought see, I allow him to come in. So look at this. When you're doing a 5 marks questions answer, you have to use this. Okay. How provenance? You always look at the provenance of the cartoons. Is it negative or positive impact? It's a negative impact, right? Yes, it's definitely negative. So how the impact is? The impact is that it's really like, remember just now we choose the answer for this one here. Number 2, right? Right. See, and please turn on your camera. Thank you. So next question is bulldozer. You're right. Animals looking in fear group, etc. So this is we're going to link this. So that's one way to do inference. Okay, if you want to copy down. So what is the question? Ask for what are the details? What the provenance? The provenance, provenance. We are talking about this, This one, a cartoonist interpretation of impact of globalization. So it's just one sentence like that. But is it a positive or negative or neutral impact? Obviously, we can see that it's a negative impact, right? Okay. I'm using another way to teach inference, if you don't mind. Okay. So interpretations. There you are. So help. This is Mother Nature. I think I'm being stopped. So in future, when you see anything in the source space with conversations, with words, you can use this word to liven out and to brighten out and to show inside your text. Of course, I think you all know. So Mother Nature is being followed everywhere. So what you mean by everywhere? Is it good or bad? Bad, right? But so how bad is this? How bad the globalization can make Mother Nature? That means Mother Nature has lost its very beauty of the new habitat or the existing habitat, or maybe creating a new habitat? Oh, I'm not sure. How does it impact the whole globalization? Obviously, it's bad because the habitat for animals, it will cause extinctions of animals, obviously. 这不用讲的啊。Okay, and not only cause extinctions, and what will happen to the Mother Nature? It might affect the whole entire and cause a whole entire ecosystem. So you see, what's the text? Mother Nature is being threatened by globalization all over the world, harming the environments and changing the natural habitats for the benefits of those who gain from globalization through industrialization. Please copy down if you want to. Let me add in a few words. Okay, so copy down if you can. Okay, okay. All right. And let's move on. One more time. Mother Nature is being threatened by globalization all over the world, harming the environments and the ecosystem and changing the natural habitats for the benefits of those who gain from globalization through industrializations. So what can you learn from this source about globalization? There you are. Two good examples. Juraya, will you be kind enough to read the first inference to the class, please? From source A.
From source A, I can learn that globalization has negative, detrimental impact on the environment. This can see from source A, which shows that the natural habitat of the animals being destroyed by the bulldozer due to globalization.
Okay, so I think all of you agree just now we choose sample number 2 is more powerful and more impactful, and it definitely helped to enhance your scoring for 5 marks. So because the pictures there itself in future, take note, it can be the one standing on the tiptoe on to breathe, to get income. So like I say, picture speaks 1,000 words, and use as much of the detail as possible from that particular feature. Second source B, Jiraiya. Second inference, I mean.
From source A, I can learn that the impact of globalization on the environment has reached a critical, urgent level. This can be supported by source A, which shows Mother Nature making an emergency call as she was being stopped by the bulldozer. This implies that the damage done to the environment has reached a critical stage that warrants urgent attention.
Oh, excuse me, sorry. A bit tired. I think last night I've been staying back to watch the election for a while and get tired. So yeah, the second inference show the impactful of how it affect, and the keyword is critical and urgent level. That means 最高警惕了，真的是束手无策。You must need something already. And that's why the word emergency call is so important, that Mother Nature had to make this emergency call to save his habitat, to save the environments and so forth and so on. Okay, guys, tell me, the first paragraph, if we are the teacher, which one do you think is more important? Is it the first inference or the second inference? If you think it's the first if you think it's the first inference, please thumbs up. If you think the second inference is more important, please show your crack. Show your emoji now. Let's go. Which one do you think is important? One or two? So now there's some teachers saying, no, you just do the first one, can we? Okay, don't mind. We don't need to do this one. We don't need to do this one. We give one inference, can we? Okay, one inference, enough to score 5 marks. You have everything. But some students say, no, my teacher say must have two leh. So they back out. Okay, fair enough. So whether it's one or two, never mind. Tell me which one do you think is more important? Jiraiya? One or two?
Two.
Is this
Two.
Two. How about the rest? Antenna? One or two?
Two.
Huh?
Two.
Two. Yijia?
Two.
Two. Nico?
Two.
Two also. Okay. Xingyan, one or two?
Two.
Two, huh? So now you understand why, huh? Because sometimes if you are writing, sorry. If you are writing this one, okay, maybe it's still not able to convince the examiner. But when you write this one, confirm you'll get full marks leh. I agree. I know why you all choose to, because the word keyword is critical and urgent level. Write down. So actually, this word can use for a lot of things like aging populations. It's a critical and urgent level. Baby boomers, underpopulations or unemployment, healthcare costs, what cost of living. All these are critical, urgent level, because you realize the past 9 days, the opposition party have been talking, or had been talking about all this, because it feel that this is a very critical level because of the Donald Trump tariff. All these things will make Singapore to be vulnerable to poverty or inflations, or it might lead up to recessions. So it's a very emergency. Okay, so thank you. So this is a source B. Okay, I think Jiraiya, sorry, maybe you can just quickly read through this. It's extract of a speech from the newspaper, Dr. Ng Eng Hian. Ladies and gentlemen, may I tell you, he's no more in the PAP already. As of past 9 days, he before the nomination, he declared that he already stepped down from PAP as a retired MP. So he's no more. Actually, Ng Eng Hian is actually our Ministry of Defense. So who is taking over now? My goodness, he stepped down already leh. So who is next to be? That was donkey years ago when he was a manpower, but now he stepped down as a Ministry of Defense. It's very important. Anyway, he's a 3-star Admiral General. I think he's a general also, Army General, 司令. Okay, so but he's no more there, so just read through, okay? So now claim, determine what you're checking for. So source B claimed that globalization infer, you see? Okay, this one is a PowerPoint slide. I used to teach this for my classes many years ago. So I think it can still be very useful to you. to share that, you can write based on this, rather than I show you those, the whole entire essay, right? The breakdown, the whole entire essay, paragraph by paragraph. So I use this. Okay, so first of all, Source-B claims that globalization brings good and has positive impact on Singapore. So first of all, the source claim, this can be supported by Source-B that state globalization and here. This implies, you can put that this implies, this suggests, this shows that globalization have benefited the people as a whole. All right. So this is a globalization has lifted hundreds of millions of poverty. The keyword is out of poverty. Hundreds of millions is damn a lot. Okay, and then next one. So this is also Source-B claims that I'm so tired. Nicole, can you read this first, the next paragraph to the class, please? Thank you.
Source-B claim that globalization has brought good can be supported by sources, which states, I believe that globalization is a big plus. Because of globalization, we have grown and prospered, hence Source-B is reliable.
So,
However,
okay, hold on. So therefore, it's good that you have to be cross-referencing to support it. Okay, so no matter how it is, when you see any question that is 6 marks and 7 marks and above, please do cross-referencing. Okay, to support that it is reliable. You can base on that particular source to say reliable, but it will be more even powerful and more impactful that you can cross-referencing to show that Source-B is reliable through the support of sources. And which is a keyword? The keyword is a big plus. The big plus, that's the keyword. Carry on, Nico.
However, Source-B claim that globalization has brought good is refuted by Source A, which shows that the
Detrimental.
detrimental effect of globalization on the environment. This is seen from Source A, which shows land being cleared due to globalization, and this affected the natural habitat, flora and fauna. Hence, Source-B is unreliable.
Wow, flora and fauna. So it's showing the beauty of the greenery. That means it's like taking away Garden by the Bay. No more greenery. So you can imagine Garden by the Bay is artificial. It's a man-made at that time, and it's also under the reclaimed land. Wow, Singapore has done a good job, the government. And yet still people don't appreciate the present government, thinking the government is not doing enough to help the citizen. True enough, not every single policy that government makes is able to support 100% and convince 100% of the citizen to accept that policy. Okay, so this one same goes to, you see, one is a support using source C. One is against it using source A. I think there's no other sources much better than source A, because itself, source A can clearly explain that globalization is really bad to the environment. Globalization is really have a big obstacle to make globalization so lousy, because it really affects Mother Nature so much so that all the habitats and all the beauty, the natural beauty are gone. So it's not very good. All right, thank you. Let's move on to the next one. Check to do cross-reference. So take note. So next we got to examine the prominence carefully. Now, Source-B is taken. Nicole, don't mind, please.
Since Source-B is taken from a speech from Dr. Ng, then Minister of Manpower,
So you copy from the prominence, that's what you say.
it is natural of him to speak positively of globalization and show its benefits. His account is one-sided, biased, as his speech aims at convincing the Singapore public of its benefits so as to garner support for globalization. Motive purpose, this made Source-B unreliable.
Sorry, Nicole, I would disagree what you have read this one. I will put it will be even better than being biased. So I will rather use this as more reliable than not reliable. Okay, right? Okay, of course you can use this. I cannot say, oh, I against PAP, I against the government. So wow, you so bad, you put unreliable, I mark you down. Cannot, I don't think it's fair to a student like that. You must be impartial, 一视同仁, right, Jiraiya? You cannot just say, oh, because you're against it, I give you low marks. But definitely I will support. Let me rephrase it. in a more reliable message. Since source B is taken by a speech from Dr. Ng, through my GK contextual knowledge, he has no ultimate motive, but is to show the sincerity that the positivity and globalization have brought a lot of benefits to not only Singapore, to foreigners, like attracting tourists to come to Singapore. Even though he's only typicality, even typical 就是一个人, even though his account is one person saying that, but it definitely carry weight because it's a Ministry of Manpower. He speaks were to convince people that it is good that with this, people are willing to work and invest and involve and interact and innovate to come to Singapore and help Singapore to grow into a first-class country in a developed manner. Therefore, it is definitely want to garner support locally and internationally to help Singapore to be flourish and grow. Therefore, this source is reliable. Okay, get it? Antenna? Yijia, Xingyan, Nicole, and Jiraiya, can? So it's up to you to see. There's 不一定说一定要 against 的. For me, I support. So you see, look at the last one. Therefore, I cannot believe what source B says about globalization. For me, it's therefore I believe what source C says about globalization is true. Okay, you of course, if you want to, you can say therefore I can believe that source B is I believe source B is true. Sorry. Therefore, I can believe what source B say about globalization is true because based on my contextual knowledge. Nothing wrong, they cannot mark you wrong, because the textbook say that also. And then are you blurred? No, can and then sure not. I look at your face like very blurred like that. Come out. Sure. Okay. So it's not necessarily must be unreliable. You can say reliable, but please prepare the choice of word that you use. It's very important. Like this one is unreliable. You say one-sided bias. So it's definitely negative already. So do you trust what this source? Okay, this one. Okay, same. Ladies and gentlemen, which one do you think the sample is more useful? Okay, let me go to source D. Who says source D? Okay, sorry, I have to bring back all the way. Source D is this one. Source D is extract, okay, by Johann Norbert, who is also the author of In Defense of Global Capitalism. So it's a writer or author who talk about this, that the beauty of being globalization is marvelous, is useful, is hopeful, meaningful, and successful. So okay, let's move on a bit faster. Okay, sorry. Okay. So which one do you think is better? Is it source one? What am I talking? Is it sample one or sample two or sample three? Jiraiya, which one will you choose? Nico, I come back to you again.
Like which one is useful?
No, sorry. Which one do you think is more powerful to start off? Which one do you think is good? Will get more marks?
3.
3, yeah. Yijia?
3.
Nico?
3.
Xingyan?
3.
Antonio?
Also 3.
Also 3, yeah. Agree, yeah. Nico, I sent my answer. Is sample 3, yeah. Why? Because the good thing is that this claim is supported. It's saying that therefore D is reliable and can be trusted. You see, cross-referencing. Well done, guys. You have started to understand. Wow, beautiful. But sorry to say, if it will be good, it's written by someone who embraces globalization. And you know from your GK now, your general knowledge, you know that globalizations had helped a lot of countries from poverty to able to sustain their own standard of livings, even though the cost of living has increased, but nevertheless, they help to have a better lifestyle, a better living conditions, and get rid of poverty and increase productivities and make the countries to be out of the underdeveloped world countries to more developing. So based on GK, I like the word embraces globalizations. I feel that this way is more, well, very impact. Let's go to the next one. Can you identify the error in this answer? Sing and can you read to the class, please?
No, I don't trust it. Source D claims that globalization will bring about positive effect on society. This is evident from SD,
Source
which,
D.
Source D, which states that when Nike established in Vietnam, they could afford scooters. This implies that globalization is indeed beneficial as it encourages a higher standard of living. Sourceby has similar views, complements Source's view. The globalization will bring about positive effects as evidence that globalization has outlifted hundreds of millions out of poverty. However, Source A challenges Source D view that globalization will bring about positive effect. Since Source A depicts a scene of deforestation, this implies that globalization is detrimental to the environment, which is not beneficial.
Okay, so what is the problem here? Any error? Can you spot the error in this answer? Give you a minute to think. I cannot just give you answer. Anyone? Go on, read, come on. Okay, maybe I go through the next one and show you this one here. Okay, just a hint. Okay, ready? Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Ah. Okay, let's go back to this one. So you say claims that this one is positive impact. Okay, I don't trust source D. It claims positive. So he's asking you whether impact of globalization is good or not. You say no, I don't trust. Source D claims that this is positive. And this one also says similar. Okay, so however, source A challenges source D views that globalization will bring. So yeah, why you want to put so many of this? Very confusing. Okay, you see? So which is which? Don't write like that, very messy. Okay, because they're asking you about the impact, do you trust or not? Say, I'm not, okay, I don't trust, right? but this is positive. Then you say, however, source A claims. So you see, you're putting all into one lump of it. Okay. So come back to this. So the error again, what does it show? This part here contradicts that field cross-referencing. There you are, failed to cross is missing explanation. Since source D is unreliable, therefore I don't trust it. You did not put this statement here. Very important. Okay, and then look at the conclusion. Typicality, take note. In conclusion, I don't trust source D, though it comes from the third party. It does not give a balanced view about globalizations. It states only the positive outcome and impact. Hence, it's one-sided tendencies. Okay, so here. But here, it doesn't show fail to cross-referencing to that. So I told you already, don't ever put like that into one. It's very, very, very messy. Okay, one more time explain now. When you put all these things here, yes, but this one should be the next paragraph. And then you compare it and cross-referencing. Then you don't just dump in like that. Because you say don't trust is actually this one here, however. You bring source A, but here you got positive. Remember this one here? You see? Then your claims that is positive here. These two D and E is positive. Then suddenly bring a source A up. By right, this, however, should be the next paragraph. Because if lump in this, you are confusing your examiner. Okay, and then when you answer this, mistake. Okay, you see? You say contradict the failures. So if you want, you can put below and then put this here. Then conclusion, you don't trust. So this one, you can say that source D is not trustable. But why you bring out this one? You contradict, you're using the source. You should be taking away this source B. And say, however, you say source this, but you put this one. So you should take away the source B. You don't need to say this. When you say this, up to the implies that okay, up to here, the living. The source B itself no need to put. You put the however here and then you talk about it. You say contradicting. Okay, so your first is support. Now then is not support. 你明白在讲什么吗？你哥、你家 and then Jiraiya and Xingyu. Then contradicting. So you don't support that. That means you don't write this one here. Not necessary. And then but this conclusion is very powerful. You know, writing this 4, 5, 2, 3 sentences, only extra 1 mark. That's only. Very funny. I don't know why they give like that. Okay. Yeah. So take note. Because I'll read one more time and then just to read the whole thing and you feel it. Right. Ready, go. No, I don't trust it. Are you ready, Antenna?
No, I don't trust it. Source D claims that globalization will bring out positive impacts on society. This is evident from Source D, which states that when Nike was established in Vietnam, they could only afford scooters. This implies that globalization has indeed beneficial as it encourages a higher standard of living. Source D has similar views and complements Source D's view that globalization will bring out positive effects as evident that globalization has uplifted hundreds of millions out of poverty.
Stop there. Okay, So, hello? Then why you don't trust? If you don't trust, why you still use another source to support that you give up the property? Then you continue, however.
However, Source A challenges Source D's view that globalization will bring out positive impacts since Source A depicts a scene of deforestation. This implies that globalization is detrimental to the environment, which is not beneficial.
Well, you should say, yes, I trust source D. If you don't trust source D, no, I don't trust source D, then you have to say source A. Straight away you tell this one, source D is claimed that, but I don't trust. But you say I trust, you should say, yes, I trust source A. Globalization is positive. You can say that. So you see, you must actually one trust and one don't trust. You put everything down in. It's wrong. You have to put yes, I trust, no, I don't trust. So if you say yes, I trust, you're up to here. Okay, up to here. Then the second paragraph, no, okay, sorry. Yes, I trust source A claims that. Then if you say no, right, say then the second paragraph is no, I don't trust source A because cross-referencing, therefore it's not reliable. So you realize all of you make a mistake every time you put everything in. That's why you say, Uncle Raymond, 我写很多嘞，为什么我还是错啊 Ryan, you understand that, Ryan? So you have to put it into paragraph 心远，明白了心远。So yes, I trust the cross-referencing. Well done. You got 3 marks. Then the second paragraph say, no, I don't trust because source A, then you cross-referencing. You got another. No wonder, not just now, I myself also a bit. So now I understand. Get it now. Antenna, Ijia, Jeraya, Xing and Nicole. Remember, one paragraph trust, one paragraph don't trust, and then give your conclusion like this. Understand? Please don't dump in everything. Understand? Clear, clear, clear. Let's move on. You see? This is the 3C. Determine what you are checking to cross-referencing, critical assessment of the person. Critical, you see? So this is the one we are talking about here. Where is your analysis of the provenance? I myself just now also get confused. Oh my God. The provenance, where's my provenance? Examine provenance, is it the provenance? Copy from the provenance. Do you trust, okay? You see? Yeah, this one never mind. This is old syllabus. Okay, so this is claim set, okay? Trust. Yeah, repeating it. Okay, yeah, correct. So it's not repeating. Okay, source D claims that globalization about good can be supported by source B. You see? You see? So this is trust. Then this is not trust. So by writing like that, you already got 5 to 6 marks. One more time, please take a look. Can you read yourself, please? Okay, read to yourself. So it's trust, not trust. Yeah. I believe, I hope you sincerely you're reading it. Okay. So come back to this. So since source D is taken from a book by this guy, you see the word embraces again. Okay, this guy Johannes will naturally speak positively of globalization and show its benefit. So the outer motive, the hidden agenda, the ultimate motive, ulterior motive, his account is a one-sided bias. Has his speech aims to convince a convincing developing country, the author, right, of its benefits, as in the case of Nike message, has to garner support the outcome. PNC is called transnational company, infiltrate into the countries, to penetrate, to go into country like Vietnam, Cambodia, Indonesia, some of African country. Okay. So therefore, I cannot trust. Suggested answer, you see? All right. So, Ijia, can you read to the class? Yes or no, supported based on the content? Yes, I trust.
Yes, I trust Source D is in saying that globalization has positive impact as evident in the source. There are examples of improved lives of Vietnamese who worked in transnational corporation such as higher pay. The average pay is $54 a month, almost 3 times the minimum wage for state-owned enterprises, and they had a better standard of living as the workers had better means.
Louder, please, louder, please. Sorry.
better means of transportation to go to work with. The evidence from source D is they could afford scooters, they can afford to buy cars. Another evidence of improved lives includes the provision of training and education.
So, thank you. So this is only within the source D itself. So you see, I have the cross-reference. You see, that one is only by source D itself. This one here, my dear student. Aiyo. Okay, this is cross inside source D. But now I need to cross-referencing to other source. To other source. Come, 宜家，大声一点。Yes.
Yes, I trust source D as it is reliable in its claim of positive impact of globalization. This can be supported by cross-referencing to source B, which states globalization has lifted hundreds of millions out of poverty. This points to the benefits of globalization.
Okay, so you see. So next one, no, I don't trust. Nicole, your no, who else have read? Jorian read already. Nicole read already. Nicole read already. Is easier. They not read already. Xinge, can you one more time? No, I don't trust.
No, I don't trust source D as evidence of the positive impact of globalization because of bias detected.
Stop. Write down this like that. Of bias detected. Very good to use. Don't share. Once you put there, the examiner will be very alert. Oh, okay. Wait. Tell me. How biased it is? There, Xinge is going to read this. Carry on from the content.
From the content, the source was mostly one-sided, and all are positive examples only. Source D claims that there were higher wages. The average pay is $54 a month, almost 3 times the minimum wage for state-owned enterprises. Greater wealth to buy more consumer goods. As evident from source D, they could afford scooters, they can afford to buy cars, and provision for training and education for the Nike factory workers.
So you see, they're not only cross-referencing, and then Yijia, Nicole, Xinge, and Jiraiya, they're not only cross-referencing, they can tell you, you see, it's very biased, so it support my arguments. Well, actually, to me, honestly, in real life, it's not biasness. It's to persuasiveness. It's to persuade people to 劝服人家去那边投资。This is what we want. You see, a lot of Singaporeans feel that foreigners should not come to Singapore. Then 我们吃草。Just like 20 years ago, if China, 20 years? 30 years. Yeah, 30 years, 20 to 30 years ago. Wait, I would say 30 years ago, 30 years. If 30 years ago, China didn't open up to the world and persuade foreigners to come to China to invest, innovate, and interact with the locals and let locals to start off like building made in China product, I think China is still very backdated, 很落后的国家. So how can we say bias? So, but of course, in an academic paper, you need to write this because that is how it's supposed to be. But I'm telling you, in the real life, it's not about biasness. It's about able to persuade and convince, and also the most important, and able to be show the sincerity of having to do a trade. Okay, 所谓你听过三请诸葛亮，听过？So it's to go there to persuade the person to come and work with you, to improve the warfare against to fight against Cao Cao. The same thing is like, if you study history, Hitler also persuade people to join his Nazis, the Third Reich regime. And Stalin also the Red Army. Mao Zedong also to get into the communism. So how can you say being biased? Of course, you can say propaganda words like this. But to me, it's not biased. But of course, you have to use this bias. Because we are talking about source-based questions. We are not talking about essay writing. Please, that's a different. I hope you understand. I hope I don't confuse you. Okay, Who is the Deng Xiyuan?
No, I don't. I do not trust source D as it is not reliable as evidence of the impact of globalization because source D only deals with the positive aspect of globalization and ignore the negative aspect. Cross refers to source A. The cartoonist is highlighting the negative impact of globalization by showing the detrimental impact of globalization on the environment. This can be seen from source A, which shows that natural habitat of animals being destroyed by the bulldozer due to globalization. Therefore, source D is refuted by source A and it makes source D unreliable.
Okay, so always do this. The last sentence very important. Therefore, source A is refuted by source F, and it makes source C. Therefore, source C is refuted by source F, and it makes source C unreliable. Example, I'm just saying example for your exam. Of course, it can be saying, therefore, source A is refuted by source E, and it makes source A unreliable. So take this as a template. So yes, evaluate a source cannot content based on provenance. Next one. Juraya, can you read yes according?
Yes, according to the provenance, it comes from an author who had written a book on globalization and I would have done research on the topic of globalization. The article itself is titled The Normal Feat of Nike, which means it's deliberately looking for evidence of the positive impact of Nike employment of the local Vietnamese. The title is self-explanatory about its intention.
Wow, this guy who wrote this study, the title itself is self-explanatory. No need to tell anything, right? It's understood, right? It's just to make, we all know from general knowledge that Vietnam, after the Vietnamese War, the Vietnam War, the Vietnam War, the country was in a devastation, owning a lot of money, under poverty, under unemployment, under malnourished, and no proper infrastructure, no good hospital, no proper transport system. So it is time to bring this to set up a proper channel of work, WORK, a channel of work that related to all this to make Vietnam and its country, its people, Vietnamese, to a higher level of standard of living. So it is so true that with industrialization or globalization, it helps a country to improve the standard of living. But of course, there's some sacrifice. You will kind of eradicate and eroded the culture, the values, the habitat. It can't be helped. It's just as Singapore, we have a lot of, last time we got a lot of swampy area, got mini forests, got very dense plantations. But as the population grow, we need more housing. And then we have the forest or the mini forest or some big densely plantations have to give way to infrastructure. If you want, of course, if you like Brunei, different story. Brunei is about less than 4 or 3 million people. The country is quite big as Singapore, but it's quite huge, a very, in fact, they can call it a jungle. In fact, most of the national service army boys, they go to Brunei for military training. Seriously, national service. So they go there for Brunei training, Thailand training, Taiwan training, and Malaysia training, not really. Australia training, these are the countries, right? So you see that if one day Brunei were to grow their populations, they also have to give out their forests, like Amazon jungle. During the Brazil Olympics, they have to cut roads for people to go through. So that is one way. Brazil is quite a poor country. And to bring in these Olympic Games to that country is actually bring in a lot of opportunities. So it is self-explanatory that globalization is here to stay for a very long period of time. The reason is to bring like the Maslow theory, right? Right, the Maslow theory, to bring up a higher levels of standard of living. So, Juraya, you can say no also,
So, according to the provenance, Johann Norberg is an author who has written articles on the positive aspect of globalization. Thus, his research work is only on the positive aspect of globalization, as he is a pro-globalization as evident from the title of his article and book. His pro-globalization stand is definitely opposed to the views of the anti-globalization group.
No, pronounce as anti lah. Don't do American pronunciation in front of me lah, please. It's anti-globalization group. So Dryer, when you read, uncle very confused eh. So 到底是 yes 还是 no 啊？ I'm very confused eh. Yeah, girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, all the leaders, it's up to you. If you want to say yes, you want to say no, you must know where you put your stand. So there's no right or wrong answer. It's just like writing an argumentative essay or expository essay or discursive essay. If you ask me to choose, I will not choose no, I will choose yes. Because it is true for my general knowledge and my contextual knowledge that globalization is here to stay, and it will be benefits, it will be positive, it will be very impactful in a good way, in a good manner, because it helps country to be out of poverty and advancements and keep abreast of their technology, because we cannot move backward, we have to move forward, because all countries are doing well. Take for example in the class, if the whole class are poor in Chinese, Mandarin, for example, I take Chinese, of course it's fair. But what happened out of blue, a new teacher came in and pushed for it and won the whole class to at least to score a C5, and most of them got F9 or E8. And to push to a C5 grade is considered a very good aspect. Why? Because it's really improving the student chances of going to a JC, or even better in career for futures upgrading. So how can you say that it is bad? All right. I mean, maybe the example may not be thinking that it's a good example. Another example, your house nearby, they want to build a mini mart. At the same time, he want to build a police stations, or maybe want to build a kindergarten. Do you think it's a good idea? Some say yes, some say no. Sorry, this is a population of aging, should build more senior citizen facilities. But not forgetting that there's the old houses a few blocks away. They're going to demolish the HDB flat. You know, HDB flat is 99 years. It's already 60 plus 70 years, and it's all running down, you know, the infrastructure is no good. But they have to give way to new BTO flat. And knowing that this BTO flat will be bringing new citizens with younger generation, younger citizens, and younger couples who have children. So it's right to build a minimum a facility for kindergartens or family bonds, even though a few blocks away are all senior citizens. But the old senior citizens already have all the facilities for all senior citizens, because land is scarce. The same goes back to this one. There's no right or wrong answer. You see where you go, which side. Yeah, there are people saying you should be in the PAP side, you should be in the opposition side. I think at the end of the day, whether both parties, what is the main manifestations and manifesto to give Singapore and Singaporeans a better future for the next 5 or longer years? And the policy implemented, is it helpful? I dare say for myself, I'm not 100% pleased with PAP policy, especially for the education system. All right, I never pleased with the education system. I always got challenges when I was a teacher, and I always asked to get shut up. I feel very offended. And I never believe every school is a good school. I also asked to shut up. And the next thing is that the MP will say that children should not have tuitions, should not have extra lessons. Yeah, uncle, because you are a tuition teacher, of course you say things that you're not happy against you. Yeah, I agree, but it doesn't mean that if there's no tuition, I cannot look for other jobs. What? If the government is like China now, China, they stop tuition, right? Cannot have tuition, cannot have Zoom. All China students are not allowed to have extra tuition. If you get caught, good luck to you. That's what I was told. So those tuition teacher and those tuition business house in China, are they going to die? They will change to alternative, right? It's just that how flexible. So what social study is talking about here is to give you an alternate choice, to let you see. It's really different. Like social study is really, humanities subject is really to give you a different perspective, views, choice, and most important things to see whether when you have different choice, when you stand on your choice, are you able to talk about what? Can trust or not trust? Oh, 没有了. So that was the last slide. Yeah. Can trust or not trust? Is it reliable or not? That means you are making a judgment, a decision making. Okay, source space is something like that. You see there's last question about assertion, right? All the sources. It's making your own judgment, your perspective, whether you think that, well, I think it's good to have a minimum and a kindergarten. The reasons are stated here. So no policies are perfect. It's perfect. And no government is perfect. The only thing that we can use source space is to allow us to have more choice, different opinions, and from there we fine-tune, right? The keyword to fine-tune it, to improve, to fine-tune, okay, to adjust to changes. So let's see what our dear friend has done. Yeah, this is Athena's homework. Thank you, Athena, for your handing in the homework, you see. Okay. Ay. Okay, Athena, are you ready to wait? I'm not. No. Let's go.
Firstly, I can learn from source A that globalization has causes the loss of nature, as seen from Mother Nature is using the emergency telephone to call for help because there is an angry bulldozer behind her, taking down trees and driving away animals. This tells me that globalization causes the taking down of trees, destroying animal habitats, and overall the loss of nature. Secondly, I can also learn.
Hold on. So this suggests will be better lah. Okay, it's tell nothing wrong. But some teacher, I don't know what's wrong with tells. I was told that some markers cannot say this tell. You cannot even say this shows. Can you guys go and check with your teachers? Is it okay to use tells or not? To me, I find that this tells, this suggests, this implies, this shows, this indicates. It's okay, what? Or this depletes. Unless, no, sorry, I've been away from the school system, though I sometimes ask around. But the last time I know is that they cannot use tells and shows. Maybe now they are more flexible with this choice of words. Okay, sorry. Thank God that Angela sent this homework and I'm sharing my own 2 cents worth of thoughts. So suggest you check with your teacher, say, Uncle, really. My tuition teacher, or you don't say tuition teacher, is it okay to use this can tell and this can show? Okay, and make sure you check with the teacher who went to mark social study paper. Don't go and check with the teacher who just came out for NIE beginner teachers. I think Sec4, sorry, and then I know your school. Yeah, NIE teacher is really damn bloody stupid. They are not supposed to get interns or NIE teachers to come and teach graduating class. Okay, if I'm the principal, I will never accept it. Don't go and tell me got not enough teachers. Okay, don't tell me not enough teachers. Seriously, you come to a real world, don't give me this kind of suggestions. Okay, you as a principal who take so much money, go and find a way to do it. That's why I told you, I'm always the thorns in the eyes for some of the teachers at HOD. Okay, carry on. So you're here, right? Okay, the taking, you see, down of trees, destroy animals. Okay, good. Then secondly, you see, the word secondly, you remember, firstly and secondly, it's very important.
Secondly, I can also learn from source A that globalization is a threat to nature. As seen from the source, Mother Nature calls the emergency telephone saying that, help, this Mother Nature, I think I'm being stalked. And in the background, a bulldozer is destroying the habitats of animals, causing them to run away. This suggests that globalization is a threat to nature as it makes animals lose their habitats and puts them in danger as they have nowhere to go.
Oh, I like that. Homeless. You can use the word homeless. So definitely it's 4 to 5 marks. And now I can't find my stupid mouse. It's level 3. I think I'll give 4 to 5 marks. Carry on. Can you wait. Sorry, hold on. I want to once I change. Okay, go.
Source D claims that globalization is the solution to make Singapore even more prosperous.
Whoa, good.
This can be seen from Source D, which states not only will Singapore endure, we will be poised to flourish. Highlight on another wave of globalization, witness a
Oh, so long your quotation. Actually, up to here can already. This one no need now. Okay.
a renewed Singapore, which suggests that Singapore will become more prosperous due to globalization.
Of course, the next one you can say more advanced, write down. More advanced, more sophisticated, and more prosperous and more productive. Carry on.
Source D's claim that globalization is the solution to making Singapore even more prosperous can be supported by Source D as
I think this word can change to be other words. Maybe okay, carry on.
As seen from because of globalization, we have grown and prospered. Busiest port in the world, major tourist destination attracting investments from all over the world. This suggests that this is because of globalization, Singapore prospered economically. However, Source D's claim that globalization is a positive.
Wait. I can't find my mouse. Sorry. Stupid. Oh, okay. I can't find my mouse. So. Yeah, okay, go.
However, Source D's claim that globalization is a positive attribute is refuted by Source A. Source A states that globalization is a threat to nature and thus a negative attribute. As seen from Mother Nature phones for an emergency saying that she's been stopped. In the background, angry bulldozer is destroying the habitats of animals, all for the sake of globalization, which suggests that globalization is a threat and not a positive attribute like Source B claimed. I can believe that Source D's claim that globalization is a positive attribute because I expected the Ministry of Manpower to say globalization is positive because of his job and he is only care about the people and not the other factors that's caused by globalization.
Whoa! Wait, I need to explain why this one is very strong and sensitive.
For example, laws of nature and global warming. Therefore, he said this to Singaporean citizens, so citizens will not protest against acts of globalization, even if the harm.
Whoa, this is nothing wrong. Whoa means is let me revisit your understanding of what you say here. You say that because his job is to only care. This word only is not wrong, but is to care, not instead of only. I wouldn't say it's correct. It's not only. You should put it's not only to care about the people, and I cannot say and not other factors. That will be not true. Okay. Why? Because as a manpower of Ministry of Manpower, he not only want to create job for local, but you also need to bring investment 嘛，对不对？如果没有外来的 investment, then 我哪里给我的同胞找工作呢？ So you cannot say not other factor that cause globalization. So are you saying that you don't care? Has someone got job for my citizen? I'll bring all kind of job to Singapore. There are some jobs that are not allowed in Singapore. Not all the jobs, not all the investment. Okay. So you have to be fair. You should say that not only care about the people of Singapore, but at the same time, you also look into other positive factors that can bring about good changes of globalizations to the country and create job opportunity. Okay, loss of nature and globalization. For example, this is not this will be this is exactly what your backfire, like just now the one, 明白吗？ backfire the one I show you, however, so 到底是好还是不好？你跟我讲这边 positive， 你跟我讲 global warming， 到底什么？你 support 还是不 support？ 牛头不对马嘴，明白吗？Antenna, it's okay. Don't get angry with Uncle Raymond. It's good that you make a mistake, a failure here, but now you understand. But 你写 essay 就可以source paper 不可以宜家 Nicole 心远听到哦 ，Alright， Jiraya 听到啊，明白哦？没有了是吗？还有吗？哦，没有了，没有了，没有了。Okay, Antenna, got anything to say, Antenna? Before I go to Ijia's homework. Antenna, got any questions to ask? Are
No.
you no? Thank you very much. Ijia, what you mean by lower income, no, what is this?
Wait, I send you the picture.
Oh, you got a picture. Can you send to the group here? Zoom here. Don't send to what? Send the Zoom. Okay. Thank you, my dear. Okay, let's do in Singapore, there are people in lower income group who face similar challenges. Over the years, there has been increasing effort by government and citizens to address the need of those in this group. So guys, think like an MP, Nico, and all of you, think like an MP. How can you help those lower incomes to have jobs, to have security? Remember, and then I offer you the Maslow theory, right? Remember the Maslow theory? What is the basic needs? How can you provide the basic needs to every Singaporean? Huh? What do you mean by every Singaporean? Uncle Raymond, are you crazy? You mean the rich one also have to provide basic needs? Of course. Of course. As long as you're holding a pink IC, the CDC voucher give all Singaporeans. I don't care you earn 1 billion or earn $1. You will still get the CDC voucher. Do you know that, Ijia? Do you know that, Nico? Do you know Antenna? You thought CDC voucher is only for poor people, huh? Jerai, no, right, Jerai? You know, every Singaporean, as long as you are pink IC, and you realize 你讲那些很有钱的人还 complain 呢，200块哪里够？哇，凉耶 ，dryer， 这个欠扁哦，这些人。哎，他住landed property 还跟我讲200块哪里够买好东西 ？Hello， this is damn freaking irritating Singaporean people who are so filthy rich. Not all not all not all that's what I heard I was like damn freaking shocked I was damn surprised to hear that. Sickening. Extract 2. Oh, you're sending out, Ijia? Extract 2. With one of the highest life expectancy in the world, okay? Singaporeans are living longer and the elderly populations will continue to rise. About 1 in 3 residents aged 40 to 69 has hypertension. I think everyone, including myself, 1 in 7 has diabetes. Thank God I don't have. And 2 in 5 have high cholesterol. I confirm I have. So Ijia, we are using taxi. Ijia, taxi stand for when is the timeline? Anything 2000 and now. Huh? So 1999 and beyond, not really. Seriously, in the past, we don't have all this. In the past, we are more in the 70s, 80s, 90s, we are worried for survival. Okay, not so much of only after the year 2000, then we have all these things. That's the timeline. Who is the audience? Singaporeans, the governments, right? This is extract 2. And the third one will be hospitals, nurses, right? Because we do not have enough nurses and doctors to care for us. And then the person who pharmacy. Number 3, longer life expectancies creates an opportunity for older workers to continue contributing to Singapore economy. While older workers will need to possess skills that are relevant to the changing job. Oh, the first thing that comes to my mind is skill future, workplace and employers, and also not always receptive towards them. Well, it's true. 6. Is it 6 extract 1? What I mean? I don't get it. Extract 1 shows challenges that Singapore face. Oh, up to here only. So very short, easy. Oh, 很短哦. So this one tells you that the timeline, of course, is 2000 and beyond now. And the audience will be older workers, governments, as well as people who are aging, going to be aging, not older, who are aging like myself, junior, senior citizen. And explain the issue, of course, is issue 1, should be issue 1. And then how they move towards the others to help. Okay, we got the picture already. Okay, thank you, Ijia. So let's look at the picture here. I hope I can paste here. Thanks for sharing this, Ijia. Oh, that's so big. Let me show. Okay, so living in a diverse society. Okay, so this is should be issue 2, right? You living in diverse issue. Let me see. I also let me check. Is it issue 2? Diverse society. So it's chapter 4. Okay, chapter 4. So it's under foreigners and all these things. Chapter 4. You must know issue 2. So you see the diagram below shows some possible challenges faced by people in the lower income. So you realize first thing come to you is the MASLOW, Marshall theory. Okay, the Marshall theory shows. Okay, the Marshall theory shows that you see the basic need, no or low income, or living conditions, poor and lack of basic. This one's remind me in the 1950s and 60s and the early 70s. That I used to stay in these kind of houses, very run down. And then employment, low job security. Not true. There are a lot of jobs that Singaporean can work, but I would say not many Singaporean willing to take out these type of jobs. So you see, in Singapore, there are people in the lower incomes who face these similar challenges. Over the years, there have been increasing effort by the government. So the keyword increasing, by the government and citizens to address the needs of those in this group. So we did not neglect them. But the problem, they do not know how to extend their help and ask for help. So either they have to go and meet the MPs, or go there ask from the neighbors, and those who are quite reasonably educated, they can go to the internet and find, I want to look for a job and type, and then they've come out. So what they do is that through this job opportunity, Skill Future and WSQ, or career guidance, career guidance, they will help you to find jobs. Okay, so these are the audience. At the same time, they can even go to the CC, community center, and go to the counter and ask for help. I'm jobless. Can you please help me? Or even you can go to police station. I know it's wrong. You really don't know what to do. You say,可以咩? Can. Sorry, 警察先生，我刚刚被裁员，我家里我没有钱，我要还很多医药费。你可以帮我找一下哪里可以 ask for help 找工作吗？我真的走投无路了，所以我来这边来找警察，因为我没有读书，我只知道我小时候我妈妈爸爸跟我讲，有什么事情找警察。It's not funny, it's not laughing matter, it's not scary. It's nothing wrong. Because in Singapore, we will help. I'm a police officer. Okay. When I was doing duty in MRT station, I got people ask, 请问你大牌663怎么走请问这边有没有一个可以做 X-ray 的你这样 if I'm sarcastic, I tell you, do you think I look at your GPS to you? 你觉得我是一个地图吗？鸡蛋糕，我是警察我是做坏人你问我什么大牌663，我跟你讲369要不要？不可以这样吗？你懂我怎么样吗？我的同事跟我 literally fish out the handphone and Google check. Auntie, 你这样走可以吗？ I have to follow her to the bus stop, show her the overhead bridge, how to cross and things like that. I even have to, the old man with the e-scooter, I have to show him how to go, all these things. This is a gracious country. So in case you're not sure, then this evening, Jiraiya, Jayden and one of my students came and say, in case if someone is stalking you or doing anything, you know there's a suspicious person is smelled, right? That people is following you. Go to the MRT control station. Jiraiya, at first, Jayden don't know what is control station. They thought it's a power station. Maybe I was wrong. Then I showed the two boys, the control station is where the MRT staff will be there. You can go and approach them and say, sorry, I think someone is following me. I'm very scared. Can you please help to call my parents? My handphone is run out of battery. And one of my students never carry handphone, already P6, because the father and mother scared that he play too much of computer games or Broadstar or Minecraft in the handphone. So same thing. So how can we approach this? Use your creativity and imaginations. Don't worry. They got many channels to look for it. And please go and type Google now. How to help? Can you type this? How to help Singaporeans with low income to cope challenges? There will be a list of websites come up for you. So Uncle Raymond, actually I don't need to come for your class really. I can Google and check GPT and they can help me. Yeah, you are right to say that. No? I'm not scared to say that. You are right to say that. Sooner or later, the teachers will also be out of job for that. I'm seriously, there's nothing wrong. Oh, okay, low income living component. Okay. And basic amenities. Wow. The first day of during the walkabout, the 9th day of campaigns, I follow my new candidate's MP, and now she's my MP. We went to the 那种一房一厅的 Wow, when they opened the door, I see them. Oh my God, seriously. Not only the house, I went there a few times already, but just to refresh my memory. And some of them are one person staying like Nico, Xingyan, Jiraya, Ijia, and then one person staying. Then 如果有什么事情，他不够跌倒怎么办啊？怎么办？ So they got this alarm bell, a string to pull. Especially when they fell down in the toilet and they're still conscious, they can pull the alarm bell, and then outside the house there will be a big light flashing. One outside their house and one at the lift. Okay, there is one way to connect. Oh, emergency! Please come and attend this. They are coming out in one of the poly. They are coming out in one of the gadgets, where they call the lying motion detections. Lying 就是跌倒. So if this old lady or old man fell down, lie down, within maybe 5 minutes, if 5 minutes, there's no motion, no movement, that means like that, stay there for more than 5 minutes. Okay, usually more than 5 minutes. If really heart attack, sorry, bye-bye already. Okay, it must be less than 1-2 minutes. If it's 5 minutes, by the time the ambulance come, the person die already. But usually when they fell down means they cannot move because they injured their back, but still alive. The lying motion detection will signals to the central core, and then the ambulance or the police will come knocking on the door. Then you ask me, hey, uncle, I'm doing social study. Why should I learn all these things? 关我屁事啊！我还没有老，我家里都没有老人呢。不是关你屁事，是关你有事啊！因为以后你去读 Poly 还是 JC， 你们会做这些 social study 的那种 project 因为感谢你们以后你要照顾 uncle 我嘞，还有你 daddy 妈咪，因为我们是 going to be senior citizen, so we need all these gadgets and thanks to you. Because 你不要笑你们，真的，以后我们用完了到你们用嘞。因为你们也会老，OK， 你不要笑我明白吗，你哥 ？So it's a cycle. So it's not wrong. So how do we solve this? Okay, let's go to the questions. Is your answer Where's your answer
I forgot a label.
I can't hear you, my dear. Louder.
I forgot the label. It's like below got 2 paragraphs.
Yeah, that's why. Which one? This one This one is the first one, is it?
The one way
This one 是 extract one 的
yeah.
对吗
Yeah.
Okay, your answer is no good Look at me, please, when I talk to you. Your answer is no good. Your answer is very good. Well done. And 你 copy 哪里的 Hello, Miss Yan? 燕小姐，你的 answer 在哪里 copy 的？还是你自己找出来的？
I went to like gather some stuff.
Well done. Very good. Thanks for your honesty. 你在心里想，周末uncle，你看不起我咩？我不可以写这种 answer 是不是？没有我看得起你，是因为你会去做 research. At the same time, you're using general knowledge and contextual knowledge. Can you read to the class, please? 不要，还是找别人读。Sorry， 我真的听不到你讲话，太小声，不好意思OK，sorry 我除非你很大声，不然如果我听不到，我叫另外一个人读可以吗？一家 Can you read loud one way? You read first. If really cannot, I get someone to read. Sorry because 时间有限的。
One way to address the needs of the lower income group is through stronger financial support from the government. For
Yes.
example,
你越来越小声了 starting 很大声 good. So it's true strong financial support using the DEERL, describe, explain, evidence, example, expression, reliable, result, and link. For example, so you're giving example already. You describe just now, okay, to give strong financial support. So you give example first. For example,
the government can provide help through schemes like ComCare and GST vouchers,
of
which,
course, you can add CDC voucher, which
give money to families who earn very little or have no income.
so this explain with the example. Therefore, how is the third E? How you feel?
This helps them pay for basic needs like food, transport, and medical bills. By giving this kind of support, the government can help reduce the daily stress that low-income families face and improve their quality of life.
Oh, so you see, this by giving this not only explain, you also elaborate your example with this part here. So how people feel the E expression, they feel this.
This also ensures that no one is left behind even if they are unable to work for a period of time.
Oh, so good lah. See, I'm the single, no? And what happens if I injured, I got diabetes, I have to go and do dialysis, 洗肾啊，还是我要去看 hospital 怎么办？哦 okay. So luckily I feel good. I feel being protected. I feel being taken care of. I feel being my well-being is being taken care of by the government. Hence, as a result.
Hence, one way the Singapore government can help the lower income group in the society is to not to be left behind, is to provide subsidies for their basic needs.
So what does it answer to your question for number 7? This one? In your opinion, what can be done to address the need for the lower income? Explain your answer, right? With 2 examples. Well done, you see? So your answer ready for the first one. Next one. Hey, where is my next one? Wait. Oh, I blur already. Sorry. Is it this one here? Yes.
Another way is by helping low-income individuals gain better job skills so they can find stable employment. The government can do this by offering training programs such as Skills Future, where people can learn new skills or upgrade their current ones. When they are more skilled, they can apply for better paying and more secure jobs. This gives them a chance to move out of poverty over time. This also reduces their reliance on financial aids and helps them support their family more independently.
There are some people, excellent answer. So the first one using the describe with evidence and explain the job skill. Okay? And how you feel? I feel good lah. He explained that the skill future is to help me to replace my old skill because some occupations and jobs are sunset. Sunset 就是被淘汰的. So no choice, I have to retrain, reskill, restructure, and reinvent new methods of making me employable, the employability. At the same time, to be able to keep myself sustainable, so that I'm able to support my family. So I feel very good. So with this expression I have, I feel that I have a peace of mind. I will not feel into poverty. With this skill, I can continue to work to not to just some people are very independent and not ego. They feel that 我不要靠政府，我要靠我自己养活我自己，很有骨气啊。Got a principle in life. So this also help to reduce the reliance there. Okay, and they are more in the, you can write this this help them to be more independent, and they feel that they are proud of themselves, that they can support right now. They are proud of themselves. Therefore, these people, the lower income, feel proud of themselves that they are able to support themselves independently, and they are able to help to contribute to the economy of Singapore. Who say lower income cannot support and contribute Singapore economy? Not just the super rich who pay high taxes or GST will help Singapore. The lower incomes, while doing jobs like cleaner, sweeper, rubbish collector, you name it, they are all here to play a part in the society. It's not about how much they earn per day to support the family. It's the what do you call this? Can you write down the resilience and the perseverance? Agree now, Jiraiya? The resilience and perseverance so that they can continue to work. There are some clown who say, wow, 60 plus, I still work. I don't want already. I want to retire at 40 years old already. Hello, excuse me. You can retire 40 years old because you are highly educated. You have good experience to know how to play stock and share. You know how to use e-commerce. You know how to use the platform of selling things in the internet. But there are a lot of auntie, uncle, they are not IT savvy. They are not IT expert. They are IT, what do you call, a phobia. So what you want them to do? Sell Bitcoin. So the only things they are good at is to what? 卖报纸 ，OK， 收 cardboard 咯，没办法，我就是不想跟政府拿这些钱呢。就算政府有给我这些津贴，我还是要自己谋生的。The keyword 自己谋生的，其利谋生是吗？there's a 成语叫做什么？自力更生是吗？有没有这个字啊？有没有自力更生？有吗？有没有听过自力更生？你去type Google 里自力更生 ，that means self-sustainability. Okay, I don't want to depend on the government. I want to be my own. So thank you, well done, well written. The two example, very good, very good. This is your homework exam, Isha?
Exam ba.
Huh? Sorry?
Exam.
I really can't hear you, sorry.
Exam.
Exam,
Yeah.
So you can pass what?
I don't know lah.
No, you wrote this exactly in your exam paper.
Like aga-aga.
Oh, I like the way you use the word aga-aga. Oh, steady when you use Hokkien. You're Singaporean, right?
Not really.
Then how come you know how to use aga-aga?
My friends.
Oh, your friend taught you. Hey, welcome, man, bro. Singaporean aga-aga. Aga-aga 就是大概，对吗？的大概的意思。Well done, thank you very much. Well, very Singlish. I like that. Can pass. This is the answer we are looking for. Thank you. I think Nico, Antenna, Singh, and Jiraiya, you should thanks Ija to share this. Very good. So next week we'll go through the 8 marks. Because sorry, I read through your answer in a quick one. Sorry. But where is your conclusion?
I no time to write.
Explain your answer, right? So do you think the conclusion, you mean this is your answer in your exam paper? You forgot to put the third paragraph, the weighing, right?
I didn't have time to finish it.
Okay, you do yourself a favor, okay? Type it in a WhatsApp and then send to me your conclusion. Which one is more important? Get it? So let me give you a hint. All of you, please. Do you think aging population is a more significant challenge than the limitation in upskilling and trainings in Singapore? I would say, to be honest, both are equally important, but the aging populations is now a more 棘手的事情. Aging population is the one that is very something in mind. But to me, in the long term, these aging populations everyone listen, all of us one day will be go off. But 真正的罪魁祸首, the real things to address the issue is limitation in upskilling and training. 你懂为什么吗？5个宝贝 the 5 leaders, because this will affect the 5 of you in the future. You see, aging population, 我们老了，我们不用学什么 Python 什么 AI ChatGPT 对吗？你不觉得那些像安迪跟他们学什么用 Skill Future 来去跳舞，去学煮饭，去学怎么做粽子，对吧？可是你们不一样嘞，我觉得 limitation in upskilling and training is very important because you are against the entire world. You know 为什么吗？宜家 ？Because look at surrounding Maybe you don't know, I'm not sure your teacher tell you now. Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, how many younger generations are coming out? So you are in a very competitive world with them. Of course, now at this moment is the aging population in Singapore. But in the long term, in the 2050, when your mommy, daddy, and I say bye-bye to this world, is where you guys are going to face this problem. Seriously. Before we go out, in the 1995, 1995, when I started to work in 1990, oh gosh, when? 1992, 1991, 92. When Microsoft came out, it was a big wave. A lot of people who do not know how to use Microsoft. That's it. And those who sell typewriter is, wow. They have to learn to upskill and retrain. If not, they die off. And most of them are already just in the mid of 40 plus and 50. So you realize Singapore government talk about skill future, why they say 25 years old and above and 40 years and above. So you go and look into this, guys. Because this limitation, you should thank Yitia to bring out these questions. Because this is something that, so what, I got a degree, Uncle Raymond, I'm not worried. Nonsense. You got degrees, so what? People got more advantageous, skillful. Now you know why. A lot of after like poly, Jiraiya, you see your sister go for internship, right? All these internships actually is adding on to your skill and training. So 不要看这个小事. We will talk more next lesson, okay, Yitia? Okay, and I hope you can come out with conclusions. My conclusions is, I already roughly tell you what is the conclusion already.